Well, guys, you can't say the coronavirus is all that bad. I mean, thanks to all that illness, death, government irresponsibility, and overall world standstilling, we were able to move all our stuff from a basement in Chicago to a basement in New York.
Yeah, I can't believe that the network would take a chance on us, the United Podcasts of New York network. We finally made it, you guys. I'm really glad to be here. I wasn't expecting New York to have like a literal Big Apple in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Should we go full New York and just use the accent now?
I have an Italian last name. Chris, you like doing voices? Let's go for it. Let's do it.
Me a fucking
hey, yo, I'm walking here.
All right, hold on, real quick. Why is every New Yorker Italian?
Because there's a lot of Italians in New York.
Because I fucking said so. That's why. Now let me eat my fucking Brooklyn-style pepperoni pizza here.
Hey, yo! I'm gonna go over to the Yankee to the Mets stadium, to the Yankee Stadium, and throw some firebombs in there. And yo, love the Mets, baby!
Can't wait to go get myself a copy of this week's New York Post and read about how Trump is good. Hey, yo!
Hey, I'm gonna boo A-Rod. He's been retired for 3 years. I'm gonna boo him. Hey!
Goddamn fucking rights, and then we're gonna go down to Broadway and see ourselves a show like Cats or Hamilton.
You guys want to know something fucked I read today?
Hey!
Way to kill it, man.
Apparently, this March was the first March since 2002 where there was not a school shooting in the U.S.
Hey, yo, there's a giant worm coming out the apple. Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, that's not Sears Tower. The Empire State Building. Oh, my fucking God.
That's
gonna die.
Fuck. Speaking of New York, what we're talking about today, in cold opens or never go as planned.
Yeah, because you're bad at improv.
I'm terrible at improv. You should know this by now.
And they're just going, hey, yo, what's the matter you? I'm walking here.
I can't do a fucking New York accent.
Those school shootings last month? That's you.
Yeah, I gotta say that kind of killed the mood. We're just trying to do our natural pastime of like making fun of Italian people, bringing school shootings into it. Come on. Well, now that fell flat on its face.
Hi there, all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome to Sequel Decay.
I mean, I feel like New York would be a really terrible place to be right now, to be honest.
Why?
Gee, Chris, I wonder, a city full of how many million people being close proximity? What's going on right now? I wonder, Chris, what could be so bad about it right now?
Look, Dr. Oz said it best, man. You know, if we open the schools, only 2 to 3% of children are going to die. If Fox News says it's fine, then I'm fine with it.
You know, if there's one person that I think we can trust with the safety of our children, it's the guy who appeared on TV and sold hack medications for 20 years or so.
Hello and welcome to another fun-filled, sexually arousing episode of Sequel Decay. I'm eating a Brooklyn-style pepperoni pizza because Brandon ruined the bit that I bought it for. And with me is Stefan Salegio and Brandon Pollock. Say hi.
Hello.
Guys.
Hello.
Hi. We're here for another ripper and good time. I have a can of Rolling Rock beer because we have no pizza in the house. Well, I guess Rolling Rock is Canadian. I really failed at the whole New York theme. Brandon, what's up with you?
I don't know. I'm I mean, I also don't have. I'm not really following the New York style. I mean, I have clean water right now with me. So
I don't think you're Brandon. I don't know if you realized how funny that was.
I don't think I did either.
So before we get into the meat of this episode, I guess we have an announcement to make. Chris, why don't you make it?
I had this really good idea for an April Fool's gag, and it went a little too far. So I'm back full time on the show now. Whoops.
Sucker, we fucking got him. So Chris is back full time. He's going to be back as a full time host. Back to business as usual, except for the fact that we're not in person. So, and all our dialogue sounds like it's being screamed into like a sewer drain or something. And hey, speaking of sewer drains, Brandon, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because we hate our lives.
We sure do, Brandon. We sure do.
And we wanted to watch 4 grown men in plastic tights kick around for a while.
Specifically, we're talking about the first 3 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. From,
I guess we have to be specific, don't we?
Yeah, we're not talking about the Michael Bay ones, nor are we talking about the animated movie. We are talking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze in 1991, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time from 1993.
These 3 movies are worse or better than the newer ones?
Very good question, actually. I haven't seen the second like Megan Fox one, so I guess I can't really say.
No, I've seen it. I cannot remember that for the life of me.
That's probably a good sign.
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure they were okay. I'm pretty sure they weren't actually that bad.
I think I remember seeing the first one and really not liking it. I think it's important to acknowledge how fucking huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was at some point in time.
Even when I was growing up, it was still popular.
Oh yeah, it had a lot of staying power, like mid 80s to like, I mean, it's arguably still pretty fucking popular today. Like it just hasn't really stopped.
Well, you remember the fucking, what I was saying the other day, how I was in the middle of watching these movies and I stumbled upon Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That movie is awesome. It is so entertaining.
And that's actually based on a comic book. Yeah,
well, and that's the thing. It came out in 2019, like last year.
I think it like a new cartoon started pretty recently too. Like I think this is after the Nickelodeon one too. Like
a couple.
Yeah,
there was the 80s one that I like a lot, and then there was the one that came out in like 2003, 4.
Yeah,
that's
the one that
something
was
like that.
Kids.
And then there was another one on like YTV or Teletoon or something like that. I think
it was Nickelodeon.
Or Nickelodeon, sorry. Yeah. Nickelodeon's. And that I watched a little bit of that too. That wasn't actually that bad either.
What is usually forgotten by most people, though, is that it was originally a comic book that was released in 1984, created by what were their names here? Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. And it was originally like kind of a spoof or a parody of a lot of the really gritty comics that were coming out in the 80s that usually featured ninjas of some sort that were tended to be written by Frank Miller. So you have like the Daredevil run and Ronin, and you also have stuff like the New Mutants and Cerebus, like these really kind of like dark, self-serious comics. So you had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which the comic was actually extremely violent, but it had this fucking ridiculous premise of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then in the late 80s, they wanted to merchandise it because I guess they saw a kids show out of like giant turtles murdering ninjas in New York. And they made action figures, but they toned it down because they wanted to market it to kids. And then the rest was kind of history, to the point where now we have cartoons, we have those 2 recent movies, we have the comics that are going very strong. And like, it's probably not as big as it was in like the late 80s, early 90s, but an extremely successful, extremely expansive franchise. One of the kind of high points of this popularity was the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, which was released in 1990, and it was directed by Steve Barron, who also directed Coneheads and The Adventures of Pinocchio.
Oh, what a great fucking start!
And it nice. It was released in 1990, and it stars Judith Hoag as April O'Neil and Elias Koteas as Casey Jones, with the Turtles themselves being played by or voiced by Brian Tochi as Leonardo, Corey Feldman as Donatello, Josh Pace as Raphael, and Robbie Rist as Michelangelo, with Kevin Clash as Splinter. The costumes themselves for the Turtles were developed by Jim Henson's Creature Shop. Yeah, and it's basically not really an origin story, but how April O'Neil meets the Turtles, and the Turtles kind of getting over their familial difficulties and fighting the Shredder and the Foot Clan. Chris, what do you think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990? All right, well, thanks for that build up.
Thanks for the input, Chris. Real glad having you back, buddy.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
I should have saw that coming.
There's points where it's fun. It's fine.
All right.
I think there's only one good Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and it's the one we're not covering.
I think that's more than fair. Brandon, what do you think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I like the first one a lot. Like I first watched these movies. By the way, like I saw the first two a while ago when I was younger, like around 10 or 11, and I really liked them back then. Mind you, I was 10 or 11.
That's kind of like the requisite factor for liking these movies, yeah.
Because I like the first one still at best out of the three, but there were a lot of things I noticed watching it again the other day that I was just like, okay, sure.
It's very
fine.
90s goofy.
Like growing up with these kind of, I guess, like having the turtle craze, because like I was a huge fan of the TMNT, but like in this movie kind of like, I guess, introduced me to a lot of themes, I guess, like teamwork, brotherhood, kind of stuff like that. Those are things are nice. Also introduced me to some not so nice things like home invasion,
racism against Japanese
people. But there was also things like the character like Raphael, who is, kind of the outsider, the loner, the bully of the group, you could say, and how even he can have his own problems. And so like me being someone who was bullied a lot, really took that to heart, is like, you know what, he, as much as he bullies me, he might have something going on in his own life that I don't know about. So I kind of got that from this movie as well.
I kind of missed the boat with a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. The only TMNT stuff that I consumed as a little kid was the 2003 show. And even then I didn't watch it very much. I just remember thinking it was cool. I didn't watch these movies until this episode. And I'm kind of in the same boat as Chris. The first one is what it is, essentially. It's an early 90s kids movie. It's chock full of pop culture references that range from that's kind of that exists to I want to slit my wrists. I fucking hate this. I hate this so much. Oh God, please make it stop.
There was one thing I really fucking hated a lot, actually, was after a fight or like whatever they did, they just start saying random like hip words or something. For no reason. And I was like, just shut up.
You know who probably hated it more? The parents of the kids who had to take those kids to the theater.
Imagine walking into Secret of the Ooze and then 5 minutes in, you hear, "Oh, Wheel of Fortune, dude," and you're like, I just want to get the fuck out of here.
Wheel of Fortune, dude.
I thought everyone loved Phantom, man. Oh, fuck me. Are we still allowed to smoke in theaters? Great.
It's like the one Patton Oswalt bit where he's like, I've never been more peacefully, effortlessly, and joyfully suicidal than when I heard the turtles like ponder over whether or not to scream "Cowabunga" for 15 minutes.
Oh man, let's not meditate. Let's dance to tequila, but let's say ninjutsu instead.
It was my first ever, like me ever hearing tequila for the first time was this movie.
Oh, it was mine too.
I fucking loved it. I was like, yeah, this song's a banger. And so I always related that song with this movie.
That was me watching Baby Driver actually in the theater. It was me just thinking about the 90s.
Most Ruby.
I always related that song with The Sandlot.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because if I'm remembering right, that's the scene where like they go to the fair and
they have a
poster.
Yeah, they have the chewing tobacco or something like that, right?
Yeah.
That's the one. God, I fucking love that movie. Can we do the Sandlot?
Let's do that next week.
No.
There's too much Sandlot movies.
Just the first one. Fuck them all. Fuck them.
No, we got. What do you think the name of this show is, Brandon?
Not Sequel Decay, because we never do any fucking sequels.
What are we doing right now?
3 terribly half-finished products thrown together for a feature-length film.
Exactly,
and that's
a sequel.
Your fault, Brandon.
Anyway, so this is just a charming, realistic, grounded story about a crime wave by teenage boys under the thumb of ninjas being stopped by mutant reptiles.
Trained by a rat.
Also, the reptiles want to fuck a human woman.
Yeah, and she's okay with that.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you guys. Sorry, I know what point I felt the most effortlessly, joyously, the other thing suicidal was when they started like screaming things that like rhymed with Nova. Like Bossa Nova, Supernova, Chevy Nova. And then I fucking like reached for the gun that I don't have and just put it under my chin and thought, take me, Lord, just fucking do it. I'm ready.
Look at the rabbits, Japan.
I liked how dark the first movie was.
It's not that dark.
Excuse me?
Compared to the other two. Okay.
I mean, like, Teletubbies is dark compared to the second and third ones, but like, I don't think the first one is like that dark at all.
To be fair though, Teletubbies is fucked. Have you looked at fucking Teletubbies? It's fucking creepy, dude.
In hindsight, that was not the best example.
Teletubbies is the scariest fucking shit for like a fucking like infant to watch. Like, have you seen? They have a fucking TV screen on their stomach, and their soulless fucking faces are just greet you every day.
Those eyes are just staring you into the gates of hell. Like,
I haven't felt more V for Vendetta in my life, dude. Like,
I'd rather show my kids the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari than Teletubbies, honestly.
I'd rather show my kids a fucking David Lynch movie.
No, I'm gonna show my kids fucking Tales from the Crypt. That's what I'm gonna show my kids.
Yeah, but Tales from the Crypt is fun.
Exactly. It's supposed to be fun. You're not supposed to show your kids fucked up shit like the Teletubbies. Mom.
Anyway, Brandon, why don't you tell us what you like about the dark parts of this movie, whatever they may be?
I don't know. I just like compared to the second and third movies, right? Like, there's a lot more like deeper themes, I guess, is what I'm trying to say compared to the next two. Like the whole Leonardo and Raph's whole dynamic is completely different. You can see the internal, like, I guess, the struggle between the two. You know, leadership versus, you know, doing what an impulsive guy wants to do or something like that. Or even when he, in essence, almost dies, how Leonardo stays by his side the entire time in the bathroom or whatever it is. Those kind of scenes where you get to see some character development and some deep raw emotion is way better than fucking two random people in costumes saying Wheel of Fortune and whatever rhymes with Nova. You know what I mean?
I can agree with that. I think I think the first movie, and let's be clear, all these movies, even like the first one as like the not terrible one, their sole existence is dependent on them selling a shitload of toys. Like, that's the only reason they were made. But the first one at least tries to have like something going on under the hood. Like, and I'm not going to say it's super deep. Like, it's very surface level, but mostly with Raphael. Like, I would almost say that, like, besides Raph and Leo, I guess Mike and Donnie, like, they don't really have anything going on. They're their comic relief.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They're more the comic relief, right? Because like, even when like they're about to fight, they're like fight, kitchen.
They did my boy Donnie dirty.
He does machines.
Mister, I don't give a shit about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here, saying that they did an injustice to one of the characters.
I don't give a shit about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I just like Donnie.
It's not like how like of the four turtles, they each represent like a group of people in like middle school. You know what I mean?
That's like 101 of like making toys for kids. It's like, make sure that somebody can identify with any one of these.
There's Leo, who's the leader. And like he's the kid who does all his homework on time and all that kind of shit. There's the opposite of him with Raph, who slacks off, does whatever he wants, and he's kind of the bully of the group. There's Donnie, who's more the geek and knows like tech stuff, and then there's the party guy.
Yeah, that's just, I feel like that's just like marketing for Toys 101. It's like, okay, we've run the gamut of every single personality type that like a middle schooler is. This is,
we asked 100 students.
Yeah.
What is your favorite color of these four?
So fun fact, actually, there was a TV show called it was a live action Teenage Mutant Turtles TV show called The Next Mutation.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think I actually heard of that.
Where they actually introduced a fifth turtle, a female one named Venus de Milo.
Sounds so
I have nothing more to say about it. I just want to make everybody aware of its existence.
Question. Was the bandana pink?
No, it was blue, actually.
Okay, that's okay.
But was it like light blue?
Well, it can't be dark blue. That's Leo's color. You dunce.
Hold on. I'm going to look it up real quick.
You fool. You absolute buffoon.
You fucking uncultured swine.
You piece of shit.
It's basically just Leo, but skinnier with boobs and a slightly lighter shade of blue on her bandana.
A female turtle should look exactly the same as a male turtle.
I'm gonna post it in the chat.
Why the fuck did you just describe like Taylor Swift's character in Cats 2019? It's just a turtle with boobs.
Hold on.
That's what a cat is. A turtle with boobs. Chris 2020.
So there it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What am I witnessing?
Yeah, skinny turtle with boobs. That's how you make a female character. Good job. Like, Tumblr gets a lot of shit for like having this kind of like lol random sense of humor. And then like you look at what the people who would make fun of these kids for that probably watched, and it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which literally is just say the first pop culture reference that comes to your mind, and that's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sense of humor.
Is it wrong that I just want to sit here and try to make as many like bad pop culture references as I can and try to see if it sounds like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles dialogue?
In fact, that would be appropriate.
All right, let's do this. You ready?
Go for it.
Swifty!
Good start. Good start. I want to fucking kill myself. Let's keep this going.
Apocalypse Cowabunga, dude.
I am once again asking for your support, bro.
When I kick your ass, we're gonna be manufacturing your consent to do that, bro.
Go ninja, go ninja, go.
Go ninja, go ninja, go.
No, he came out with a new album, hey?
Vanilla Ice?
Fuck.
Or a new song. I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
Okay, while he's doing that, I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
Who's the real Watchman now, bro? Oh man, when I fucking beat your eyelids out, the owls aren't gonna be what they seem, bro. Cowabunga, dude.
On Spotify right now, there are 3 versions of Ice Ice Baby, like his popular songs. 3 of them. There's the regular one. I think that's like his hits or whatever. His actual one, the radio edit.
I think 1 was quite a bit more than enough.
And then Ninja Rap is the 4th most popular.
The only Vanilla Ice songs that people remember are Ice Ice Baby and Ninja Rap.
Okay, well, and in his top 10 most popular songs on Spotify, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are Ice Ice Baby.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
That is awful.
Oh shit! I just thought of another good one. Let's think about that scene where April O'Neil is showing some leg in Turtles in Time. Michelangelo just walks up to her and goes, "Hey, baby, my tongue is like Gene Simmons when I look at those legs." Huh?
And then, like, I can just hear the producer saying, like, "And we've got one joke for the adults."
Swing.
This will get us a PG-13? No.
Kill me.
I'm gonna make you eat a plate of shit just like they did in Sallow, bro.
The kids who work for the Foot Plan kind of have their like secret hideout. The opening shot of it, like, that has this like one kid playing pool and smoking a cigar, if I'm remembering right. And it just like reminded me of like the island of delinquent kids from Pinocchio or something.
Yeah.
Hey, it makes sense given what the director also did.
Well, like,
yeah, that's actually true.
The huge theme behind this movie is like what, being a freak, like being an outsider, like not accepted by society kind of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, it's like the most bare bones theme that like they slapped in at the last minute, but it kind of makes sense for the movie.
It applies to the kids and Raphael, and that's about it.
Yeah, and like, credit where credit it's due. It's the only time in this where any of these movies actually fucking try. This is also kind of like a perfect illustration of the American zeitgeist of nobody making a pop culture thing knowing what a fucking ninja is. In American pop culture, you say the word ninja and you just kind of imagine like cool guy who wears black and uses a sword or something. And then you have like a very like loose definition of ninja where it's like, not only are they turtles, but like they're the only distinguishing features that they use like Asian weapons and they have like a eye bandana or whatever. I mean, like, the turtle thing aside is pretty far from what like an actual ninja or like a shinobi was. Like even like the classical depiction of them like all wearing like all black robes, like that's not necessarily accurate because they were assassins or covert agents. Like they would wear whatever they needed to wear in a situation. And if like they were trying to assassinate like a general or something at a party, like they weren't going to dress in all black because then they would be like a dead ringer for an assassin. They would dress probably as a party guest, just because like in Japan itself, like there was a lot of legend and folklore around it. And they were said to have like legendary powers such as invisibility or control of the elements. It kind of got filtered through like this kind of commercial lens when it came to the States and became this kind of like mass marketed image of the ninja that we know today, and was like especially big in the 90s. And I think in that sense, like this movie is kind of like a perfect example of that, because they just throw the word ninja and ninjutsu around like it means like absolutely nothing.
It also kind of leads into what I was saying about how their definition of being invisible in like plain sight is literally Raphael throwing on a trench coat and a fedora to go see a fucking movie.
Critters specifically.
And then,
oh yeah, that's right.
And he's fighting Casey Jones, and Casey doesn't notice he's a turtle until his hat falls off.
I am done with everything I want to say for the first Ninja Turtles movie. Do either of you have anything more to say?
Nope.
I got one thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
The costumes in this movie are the best out of the three.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
They like get so much worse. Second movie, I didn't notice it as much. Like I noticed they got a little bit worse, but like not nearly the extent as going from 1 to 2 as it was from 2 to 3.
Like we mentioned, it was Jim Henson's Creatures Shop, I think was its name, that developed the costumes. And like for all the shit we've been throwing at these movies, like the costumes look fucking great. Like especially for their time. Yeah. They look fucking phenomenal, and like they're expressive too, which is more than I can say for especially the third movie, where they have this dead-eyed stare the whole time. Like in this one, like they actually kind of feel like living, breathing organisms. It looks really fucking great. And in that sense, like all the action choreography just gets like that much more impressive in my eyes because of it. Even if it is like really corny action in general, it's really well crafted is what I'm saying.
Going back to what you said about like having the facial expressions, like that scene where they're around the campfire, like meditating or whatever. And afterwards you can literally see Michelangelo like crying, and like, his face looks like he's in anguish too. Like it's not just like, oh yeah, his face is the same and I put a teardrop down the side of his cheek. No, like his eyebrows are like squinted a bit. His eyes are like almost like they're tearing up and they're like shut almost. Like it actually looks like he's in a lot of pain. And that's something I guess you don't really see in the second and third movies. Partly because the tone is different, and like I don't think they wanted, another turtle crying. But
no more crying turtles.
That took too much out of our budget, damn it.
That was where the 13 million out of that 13.5 million went to, was making a turtle.
I wonder how much that one scene cost, the different colored fire and shit, and like the holographic splinter.
It's weird because I bet that actually took up like a fairly sizable chunk of their budget, which is weird considering like the big budget shots that we see nowadays. But I think, it was definitely impressive for its time, and like to an extent it's impressive nowadays. But
one thing I wanted to mention quick actually before this.
Oh Jesus fuck, I just
sorry.
Turtles in time.
Well, you can wait your fucking turn, you impatient fuck. Casey Jones kills somebody and no one knows anything about it.
Casey Jones kills somebody.
He kills the shredder.
Man,
he literally goes oops and pulls the fucking thing.
I mean, Casey Jones is like established very early in the story of kind of being a fucking psychopath. Give our recommendations for this movie so we can move on to The Secret of the Ooze. Chris, you first.
Yeah.
Very consistent. I appreciate that. Brandon?
Yeah, I like this movie.
Wow, are you guys fucking serious? It's all on me. It's all on old Stefan to fucking carry this.
Say I loved it. I said I liked it.
I know, and you said all in 5 words, so now it's up to me to buff up the runtime. I don't know. It's fine. I like
such an in-depth fucking review. Hey,
you have no review.
Yeah, what a concise piece of critique there, jackass.
Shows us fucking yelling at each other because
like for its time, it's entertaining. Like it shows its age extremely badly to the point where like I don't know if I would recommend it to even a kid nowadays, because I think even they would just be kind of annoyed.
I don't agree with that. I feel like kids, like I said, when I watched this movie when I was about 10 or 11, if you showed this movie to a 10 or 11-year-old, I think they'd love it. Honestly, like kids are very easily entertained.
Look,
I don't know if a 10 or 11-year-old would be into it though. Like I feel like they would get pretty bored with it. I mean, I'm not a resident expert in like the tastes of kids these days, but like,
no. Like I don't
know. This movie shows its age so badly.
Oh yeah, like this movie does not age well at all. But like I feel like if you showed it to a kid, they would enjoy it. Like just for the same reason that I enjoyed it when I was growing up. It's a fucking. I basically your first introduction to ninjas. At least it was mine. And I don't know. I thought it was cool.
They were.
There's a reason that the TMNT have stayed around and there's still such a presence in pop culture.
Oh yeah, it's because they're marketing gold.
They are fucking a gold mine. Yes.
Chris, anything to add?
I was gonna say in defense of Brandon, look, if the Emoji Movie can get made, what's to stop
Word
like a Ninja Turtles, man?
That's a very fair point. I've been paying attention to the last 5 minutes of what we've been talking about. Let's talk about Secret of the Ooze.
Okay, so yeah, Secret of the Ooze follows. Oh god, these movies are so fucking forgettable. I literally watched it today.
You know why they're forgettable?
Why, Chris?
Because they're bad.
It's very bad.
The whole premise behind this movie is that the company who made the ooze that created the turtles is now in a panic and trying to dispose of all this the ooze that they had buried 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. Shredder finds out about this and goes and steals the last one. Conflict ensues. That's basically it.
It's got a new director too. This is Michael Pressman, who mostly, judging by his Wikipedia page, has mostly directed episodes of Law and Order.
That's a step up from Coneheads, dude.
I guess take from that what you will. Cast wise, Brian Tochi and Robbie Rist return as Leonardo and Michelangelo, but Adam Carl replaces Corey Feldman as Donatello and Laurie Faso as Raphael. Another replacement is Paige Turco replacing Judith Hogue as April O'Neil. David Warner as Professor Jordan Perry. Francois Chow as the Shredder, and Ernie Reyes Jr. as Kino. Definitely the least annoying character in this cast.
Fucking God.
Anyway, this movie also made bank, although it didn't make as much as the first one. It cost $25 million and it made 78.6.
By the way, did you happen to notice Kino's fucking character development? It was literally like that. Like as fast. It was literally so fast.
It's so fast in the sense that it doesn't move.
Exactly. And not even like nothing happens until about the last 5 minutes of the film where he's like, I want to go fight those guys, and Splinter's like, it's not your place, it's their fight, you're not. And he's like, no, fuck you, Splinter, I'm gonna go and fight these guys. Goes to fight them, goes and tries to help, fucks up something, then at that moment he's like, well, I guess I learned from Splinter that it's not my fight. And I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah, I like how they also delve into the trope of good Asian human character also definitely knows martial arts, because that's cool. That's really cool. That's really sick. Ernie Reyes Jr. was actually he was in the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think he was, if I'm remembering right, he was like a stunt guy for Donatello. So that's why he has like the martial arts and action scene experience. Does it translate into a character that I don't want to strangle? Absolutely not.
Sir, what kid who's delivering a pizza decides, you know what, I'm not going to deliver this pizza. I'm going to go check out what's happening over here across the street.
You know, and this is back when the 30 minutes or less rule was a huge thing. Mm-hmm. So, like, you can imagine those poor fucking customers going, he's a fucking hour and a half late. Where's my fucking pizza?
Hey, where's the pie? Hey.
COWABUNGA this, you piece of shit. You ain't getting no fucking tip, and I ain't paying for no late fucking pizza. It's cold.
Question actually for you. If you guys had to choose like an area in New York to live, like Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, where would you guys go?
Oh, fucking Queens.
Queens?
Queens.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like I'd go Queens as well.
Oh, good. We'll be neighbors.
Bronx would be my second. I feel like I would want to kill.
Bronx would be.
I think I would. I think if I lived in Manhattan, I would just want to kill everybody there, and Long Island can go fuck itself forever. Oh wait. Speaking of which,
do you want to go see a Mets game with me?
Let's go, baby. Let's go Mets, baby. Love the Mets.
Well, because you're a fan of the Mets, right?
Love the Mets.
God.
No, I have one last note on Kino, which is that it was a really good idea of them to have us introduce the character who's supposed to be the likable straight man by immediately calling a girl fat. Like, that was nice of him.
Oh my God, I was sitting there like, got him, kid.
Yeah. Oh, good. We've established he's an asshole.
He is a fucking.
Anyway, literally, I'm looking at my notes for this movie, and the only things I have written are shit on Kino and then Vanilla Ice, and that's about it.
Yeah, we've already shit on Vanilla
Should we
Ice.
talk about the fucking dance sequence that's in the fucking third act?
It's
Nope.
I mean, like like it's like we mentioned, like all these movies, even the least bad first one, like all these movies are just here for merchandising purposes.
The entire sequence
I
is
don't
really
think
just so Vanilla Ice could sell his new song.
Yeah, I don't think there is like a more kind of naked instance of product placement in these movies than just Vanilla Ice having a major part in the story in the last 30 minutes.
He's literally just on the stage
with this fucking god awful song, by the way. Like, holy shit.
I love how it's supposed to be like an improv song, right? Because based on what's happening in the situation, and he just knows the lyrics.
Yeah.
And also there's a point where you can hear the song start to repeat because it's the same lyrics.
Are you doubting the lyrical genius of Vanilla Ice?
Yes. Yes, I am.
You know what? You're right to do so.
He has maybe 3 okay songs.
He has no okay songs, and you fucking know
Ice
it.
Ice Baby, I like a lot.
It sucks.
Yeah. There's Ice Ice Baby, Ice Ice
Suck
Baby.
my dick, Stefan. Ice Ice Baby's great.
Baby.
Ice
No,
Ice
Ice Ice Baby. Ice Ice Baby is only good in Step Brothers.
Ice Ice Baby is only good, I'll say, in like short doses. You can listen to it like once, and then you don't touch it for a few months.
Okay, no, I refuse to acknowledge the song that just completely ripped off Queen and David Bowie, so fuck you.
Oh my god, that's right. It does do that.
I forgot I did that too, to be honest.
Yeah, so why don't you apologize to...
Not to you. It's not your fucking song. Don't take credit for his fucking shit.
No, I was going to say, why don't you apologize to the corpses of Freddie Mercury and David Bowie? Start walking to the cemetery. It'll be a while.
It's supposed to go aside, Chris. You know this.
I'm sure if you told the police you were making a quick trip to apologize to two musical geniuses, they would excuse you.
I wonder how that conversation would go. Sorry, officer. Just on my way to a cemetery to go dig up a corpse and apologize to it. No biggie. I'll be done in an hour.
You're coming with me, bud.
I noticed.
Sir, did you just admit to grave robbing? I haven't done it yet. Alleged.
Allegedly, yeah.
Alleged grave robbing.
I noticed with all these movies, like more so with the second and third one, like they really do try to like shove in themes like in like 5-second intervals and then like forget about them and just like they're done. They're good. It's good. We can move on. One? Well, more so the second one. I didn't really notice in the third one because I wasn't paying any fucking attention for most of it.
Fair. I mean, like there was literally a point I had stopped watching it, paused it, and decided to play Animal Crossing instead.
That seems like a much healthier route.
That's way better. I got to talk to for a bit.
Nice.
Oh, how's he doing?
He's good. We are friends on Switch now, so we get to play Animal Crossing together every now and then.
Nice.
You want to be my Switch baby?
Well, you are a friend with me on Switch. You just don't have Animal Crossing.
Oh, okay, you don't get the joke. Move on.
Do you need to have Nintendo Online for Switch friends?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't have Nintendo Online. But
it's not that bad. It's not that much.
I don't want to pay for it.
All right.
I guess that's your fucking issue then, isn't it?
Well, since we're talking about Nintendo Switch, time to move on.
Spend money.
Okay, it's time to move on.
Yeah, we really do have nothing to say about this movie, do we?
We have talked about literally everything else, Stefan.
Like it really just is one of those movies. Like I think Shrek Forever After was the same way, where like there really is nothing we could possibly
Shrek Forever After.
Yeah,
that's the fourth one, right?
That's the fourth one.
Shit, actually, there is something I want to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure I get it right. So I have a copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 on VHS. Don't ask. And so there was an ad for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 and 2 that came up, and I played it for Stefan when we were watching the third one together. Wasn't it so fun, Stefan?
I hate you.
I wish I could have watched the third one with you guys.
Oh boy, it was just him and I ignoring it the whole time. So anyway, So I got a glimpse of the VHS cover for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze, and it's got a critic's quote on the front. Would you like me to read it to you?
Oh, please.
Go for it.
Cowabunga! It's the new Ninja Turtles movie.
That really is all there is to say about it, isn't it?
That is so incredibly and pathetically accurate.
Well, because technically it's true.
It is. Yeah, you can't really just say anything else. It is the new one. It is the new movie, and I guess they use that term a lot.
Oh my god! I found more critics quotes.
Oh my god!
And they're on the back of the tape too. Okay, so I found the back cover of the tape. Here are two of the quotes. Better than the first, a 10. Neither of those are true. And then the other one is, they came, they saw, they cowabunga'd.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, the film was released on March 22nd, 1991, and received mixed reviews from critics who felt it departed from the much darker tone of the original film.
What much darker tone?
Oh, I want to fucking kill myself. The only good thing about this movie is that it was dedicated to Jim Henson. Although I don't think that he would much appreciate that, come to think about it.
He's just sitting there in hell like, fuck yeah.
The only reason he's in hell is because his name is on The Secret of the Ooze.
Does anybody know how much...
All right, recommendation for Secret of the Ooze. I'm saying thumbs down, because why would you ever watch this?
No.
I'm with Stefan.
I agree. I'm upset too, because I remember when I was younger liking this movie, and now I just don't.
That's the thing. Like, if you watched it when you were like 6 or 7 when it originally came out, like, I understand if you want to rewatch it, because like, whatever.
Well, there's
man.
Yeah,
like,
well, there's things between like saying it's a good movie and liking it for nostalgia purposes.
Oh, of course,
because
like, there's literally no reason to watch this movie other than that, though.
No, and that's the only real enjoyment I got out of this movie, was because it was nostalgia, and I'm like, oh, I remember this. Yeah, that was cool. I remember that. Yeah, but like, if I had just first seen this movie, like I did with the third one, like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just ugh.
All right, Chris, do you want to introduce Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3?
You goddamn fucking bet I do. All right, so from Stuart Gillard, the genius director of A Man Called Sarge, Rocket Man, and War Games 2, The Dead Code, comes the movie that Entertainment Today magazine calls the best of the series, loaded with great action, humor, and family-oriented fun. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
There was a second War Games movie?
Yeah, there's a second War Games movie.
Is it any good?
Probably not. I never heard of it until now.
Because War Games was good.
Anyway, America's most awesome amphibians are back, and this time their history.
They're not amphibians. They're turtles. They're reptiles. What the fuck?
Are you kidding me?
You couldn't get one thing right? That's like the one thing you can get right.
They say that in the first movie.
When a magic scepter accidentally transports April back through time to the 17th century Japan, the boys take off in hot pursuit, cowabungling their way out of the sewers right into Samurai-Rama. Now they must...
Cowabungling?
Yes.
Is that a fucking term? Holy shit.
No, it's not a real word.
I'm gonna go cowabungle my friends over here.
I love how you're not more pissed off at the whole Samurai-Rama thing, but...
I mean, nothing is worse than calling reptiles amphibians.
Anyway, now they must battle the evil Lord Norinaga to reclaim the magic scepter that'll bring them back below the subways of New York City. So join the heroes on the half shell in a totally turtle-rific trip through time the entire family will love. This movie's 95 minutes, and the biggest lie on the back of this tape is that it's the best of the series.
I'm just not gonna lie, dude. Okay, like, I know that the Lord, whatever, Narinaga, whatever his name is supposed to be the bad guy. He didn't really seem that bad to me.
I thought the main bad guy was like that English guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like the Narinaga guy was
basically looking motherfucker.
The Naranaga guy was just like, he was just like defending his family or his home turf, basically, from, an outside force.
So TMNT 3 cost $21 million to make, and it didn't do very well. It got $42 million back. It's also the only movie to not have costumes from Jim Henson's Creature Shop. It got costumes from something called the All Effects Company.
Yep.
Yeah, you can
With
tell.
all due respect to the good people at the All Effects Company, these
Hey, that's kind of clever.
Yeah, they look like shit though.
Eyes are huge.
That's the least of my problems, but like, yeah, that too. There's
what about the spots around their genital area?
Wait.
Oh, that's just herpes, dude.
Oh, okay. Glad we cleared that up, Chris. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. That's why I'm here.
No, seriously though, like they look so. It's like they're a different shade of green.
They are. It's like a more sickly shade of green. They're
herpes, dude.
They're like they don't really have any expressions. The ADR is actually really fucking bad, and it's never good in these movies, but like it's really noticeable in this one, like even for the human characters.
I loved when they literally had to explain. They explained in the movie why everyone was speaking English and not Japanese.
Oh God.
because England has been trading with Japan since the early 16th century, and I'm just like, who fucking cares? Like, why not just have them fucking speak Japanese?
So you're trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator. That's why.
So I guess this was 1603, and at this point there was some English trade, but it wasn't to the extent that like everybody in Japan, English is a second language.
I was gonna say, you think that fucking Japanese people are gonna talk English to each other? No fucking way.
Yeah,
no way.
It's because again, these movies are made to sell toys, and they want to make it as accessible as possible, so everybody has to speak English. So you have this kind of dumb bullshit where everybody in Japan speaks English.
Should we go around asking each other what we thought of the movie?
Oh yeah. There it is. There's the boy. I guess we should do that. Chris, what did you think?
It's bad.
Chris, if you're going to suggest everybody say something, I expect a little more than 2 words. But that's correct. Actually, Brandon, what did you think?
It is a fucking dumpster fire. Okay, it has no coherent plot. The costumes are crap. The writing is garbage.
Woohoo!
Also, apparently there's a supposed love triangle love connection between Michelangelo and the female of the rebellion.
Oh yeah, they threw that in at the last minute. I'm
staying, guys. I don't want to go back to New York because I'm a teenager and I have rebellious attitudes. So I don't know. I'm going to do something against the curve.
I was so checked out by that point, but I do remember that. Chris, I think I cut you off. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say this movie is Army of Darkness for idiots.
Yeah, very true. This is fucking garbage, and it's not worth watching. It's not even really worth thinking about. Like, it's not so fun, so bad it's good. It's just kind of painful. Like, guys, real shit. What else do we have to say about it?
Also garbage. The cannonball that supposedly killed the English guy bounced off of the wooden pole.
I honestly didn't even realize the English guy died.
Yeah, he falls into the fucking. He fucking falls off a cliff into the fucking ocean. He falls off a cliff, and all of a sudden, he apparently is taking his. He like loves only this like little bird in a cage for some reason. That's important, I guess.
Yeah,
I think this was the point of the movie.
It's a theme. He wants to be free, like the bird in a cage.
I think this was the point of the movie where Stefan and I were just talking about guitar.
Yeah, we literally just stopped in the middle and started talking about like our history with guitar and guitar theory and whatnot.
We paused and started playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, it was a fucking.
So we were big fans of the movie.
Oh yeah. Do we have anything more to say?
Literally nothing.
Yeah, I have nothing to say about this. This is absolute fucking garbage. We are giving these movies the dignity they deserve, so I'm not upset about it. This is fucking garbage.
I'd much rather talk about the fucking Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that I saw instead of this one. or before this one, because that movie is cool. Also, didn't know, is Robin Batman's son?
Damian Wayne is Batman's son. He's the 4th Robin.
He's the
5th Robin, I guess.
How many Robins are there?
Okay, so Dick Grayson is the first one. He's like the original Robin who eventually becomes Nightwing. Jason Todd is the second one. He is the one who is killed by the Joker and then resurrected in the Lazarus Pit and becomes the Red Hood. Tim Drake is the third one. He is more commonly known as Red Robin, and he's a solo act now. The fourth one is technically Stephanie Brown, who is also a vigilante known as Spoiler, but she actually gets killed off really soon into her tenure as Robin because the writers were hacks. And then the fifth one was Damian Wayne, who is the son of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul.
That's fucking cool, dude.
That's actually cool as shit. Yeah, see, okay, hold on. What's that movie where the Joker kills Robin and he comes, like, you see him being resurrected? That's
Under the Red Hood. It's based on a comic book.
That's a good movie. That scared the shit out of me when I was younger.
Yeah, Jason Todd is known for being the most reckless Robin. He's more outwardly violent, which is why Batman eventually decides he shouldn't have been Robin because he doesn't. He's just so reckless. He's too much of a loose cannon.
I'm thinking of the same movie, right? I'm thinking of the one where the Joker's dead or has died or something like that, and he's apparently come back, but it's just Robin.
Oh, no, that's Batman Beyond. I want to say
that's Batman Beyond.
Yeah, that's Return of the Joker. Am I wrong, Chris?
I think you're right. I don't remember these movies that well because it's been a long time.
Yeah,
whatever movie that was.
I'm pretty sure that's Return of the Joker.
I'm pretty sure you're right, though.
That movie had such a fucking interesting animation style when I was at least I thought when I watched it, that it scared the shit out of me, dude. Oh man, it was creepy.
TV show, or it's part of the Batman Beyond TV show.
Dude, Batman Beyond fucking rules, dude.
I never watched it, but I really want to.
It's so cool.
Batman Beyond's fucking awesome.
Now that we've spent the last 5 minutes talking about Batman, I think it's time to wrap this episode.
Way more interesting than fucking Turtles in Time.
Most things would be more interesting than fucking Turtles in Time.
My recommendation for Turtles in Time is fuck that movie. Go watch Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, watch that movie instead. It is way more entertaining.
I haven't seen Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or whatever, and I wholeheartedly recommend it compared to Turtles in Time. Chris, do you want to back us up on this?
I back you guys up on that. That sounds like fun. In fact, I think my hernia would be more interesting than Turtles in Time, but here we are.
I would gladly watch hernia for an hour and a half.
You know what? I'd rather fucking pass a kidney stone for 2.5 hours than I would sit through this movie twice.
One last thing before we wrap this up.
Oh, fuck me.
A human-sized turtle, gives CPR to a 12-year-old boy.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
I know. It's normal and cool.
Some fucking how. Mr. Bean is better at doing CPR than fucking whichever Ninja Turtle did it to that kid.
Oh, all right. Good job, guys. We made it through.
Yay.
I have no segue.
So, is this the one movie we watched, guys?
Well, Chris, I'm so glad you asked. Because
we've got a list.
We're just going to go through the list, and we're going to just kind of have it out with them. We'll come to a decision, because this is the 1 year anniversary of Sequel Decay's first recording or first episode. I forget which. So we're gonna do a little commemoration here.
Yay!
So with that being said, let's go through the list and look at our contenders for worst movie that Sequel Decay has covered. I will start with the first bad movie that we covered, being Heckman 2K19, otherwise known by its actual title, Hellboy.
Next on the list is Godzilla 98.
Son of the Mask.
Spider-Man 3.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Lion Kong 2K19.
I love typos. Shrek the Third.
Second half of the 1990s It.
Starship Troopers 3.
Brandon bailing on us for Blair Witch an hour before we recorded.
Yeah. I thought you guys continued to do it. That's why I was like, oh.
Watch the fucking show, Brandon.
Blair Witch. Okay, next is Jaws 3D.
Jaws the Revenge.
Creepshow 3.
And Gillette and Fantasia 2000.
Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker.
Cats.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time.
I'd like to propose a couple cuts.
Okay.
One being, I think we got to cut like Blair Witch Book of Shadows because like we didn't actually cover it. I think it's just we didn't watch it for the show, but we didn't actually cover it. So I think by default we have to cut it. And I would also like to cut Jaws the Revenge, because as fucking awful as that movie is, it's actually fun to watch. And I think we're looking for like the most viscerally painful movie to watch.
I remember watching Jaws the Revenge at Chris's house and just looking over and Chris just staring at me in anticipation. Just fucking like, what'd you think of the movie, Brandon?
Did you enjoy it as much as I did?
Pretty much. Okay, so with those, that's with that and
Blair Witch. Yeah.
I totally didn't mean to fucking bail on that, by the way. Like, something just fucking came up. Like, I actually did a lot of research for that. Shut the fuck up, Chris. You haven't been here for 3 months.
Likewise, I would also like to cut Penn Jillette and Fantasia 2000 because that is a individual and not a movie. And I would also like to cut Creepshow 3, not because it's not awful, because it's fucking awful. I couldn't even get through the halfway point, but it's not the whole movie, so I wouldn't feel right saying it's the worst movie we've covered.
Can I suggest a cut?
Yeah, go for it.
Cats.
Cats is fun.
I like it a lot.
So I think on the same basis as Jaws the Revenge, it kind of has to be cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 3 cuts all at once. Son of the Mask, Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
No. We're keeping Son of the Mask in. That movie's hell. You shut the fuck up.
You think it's better? You think, hold on. You think it's worse than Turtles in Time?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one is longer?
I don't know about that,
Son of the Mask is longer.
Okay, Son of the Mask is
Son of the Mask can stay.
I think Son of the Mask is probably worse then, because at least like Turtles in Time at least has the decency to not actually be that long. Here's one.
Are we just cutting stuff based on fucking length now? Is that what's happening?
No, but like it's a considerable factor because we're not going by like which bad movie we enjoyed. We're talking about which one is the most viscerally painful. And like length is a contributing factor to that. And on that basis, I'd like to propose that Godzilla 98, I don't know if it's necessarily the worst one we've seen, but it's got to be a contender, right? That's 2.5 hours of fucking misery.
We can all agree that the 2 Spider-Man movies up there aren't like as bad as some of these other ones.
Yeah. I honestly would be okay with saying that Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2 aren't really even close to being the worst. Likewise, Lion King is a bad movie, but it's worse for what it represents than like it is as a movie, I would say.
It's a remake, right? It's literally a carbon copy of the original. So it's not still a good movie. It's bad because it's a copy of it.
It's bad because of what it represents as opposed to necessarily anything in the movie, although the movie is shit too.
It's more bad in principle than it is as a movie. All right. What do we have left?
We have Hellboy 2019, Godzilla 98, Son of the Mask. We still have Shrek the Third kicking around.
I think we can take Hellboy out of here.
Ooh, that movie hurts.
Hellboy?
No, Shrek the Third.
Shrek the Third is really fucking bad too. We also
I find it really hard to follow fucking Turtles in Time plotline, and that's a huge factor for me. There was just nothing.
I mean, there's nothing in Shrek the Third either, but I guess that has some semblance of a plot and themes.
At least it has some things like it.
I'd be fine with removing Shrek the Third, but we also have Starship Troopers. We also have Starship Troopers 3, Jaws 3D, The Fanatic, and Rise of Skywalker.
I think Skywalker can be taken out because again, it's another one of those. I guess yes, it was bad, but like again, it's one of those things where it's bad on principle too. Like.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that.
I'm willing to take out The Fanatic because it was funny for a little bit.
Yeah, it was funny until it basically became like extremely disturbing. Like,
are we taking out Star Wars then?
Yeah, let's take out Star Wars.
Okay.
What do we have left? Starship Troopers 3, Son of the Mask, Godzilla, and Hellboy. So
I feel like Starship Troopers 2 was worse than Starship Troopers 3.
Fuck you. You're wrong.
Starship
Mind
Troopers
you,
3 was really fucking bad, dude.
I don't really remember Starship Troopers 3, to be honest with you.
Starship
Oh, wait,
Troopers-
yes, I do. Wait, no, never mind. I take that back. Never mind. I
There
remember
we
it now.
go.
I remember. I forgot about the commando drop in on this fucking huge shit. I forgot about that.
If you want to remember what Brandon's hyperventilating about, check out our Starship Troopers episode.
I'm gonna die. Okay, anyway, though.
So we have Starship Troopers 3, Son of the Mask, Godzilla, and Hellboy.
That's all
Also
that's
the
left.
second- No, we have the second half of it as well.
Also, the second half of it. Let's take out the second half of it.
Which did we take out Turtles in Time too?
So mean.
Why is it so mean?
Did we take out Turtles in Time?
Oh yeah, we didn't take out Turtles in Time. So now we have 4 left. We have Hellboy, Godzilla, Son of the Mask, Turtles in Time.
What about Jaws?
4.
What about Jaws 3D?
And Starship
Jaws 3D
Troopers.
and Starship Troopers 3.
We have
We have
six left.
We have 6 left.
Okay, it's getting down to the wire now. This is the problem we had when we did our fucking end the 2019 shit. Because now it's like, okay,
I'm willing to take out Hackman.
I think Hellboy is really fucking bad, and I think it's like honestly a serious contender for the worst movie of last year. Although Aladdin officially takes our crown, obviously.
Yeah.
all right.
But
Hellboy-
I think like compared to some of the other movies here, I think Hellboy should probably be taken off.
I didn't see Godzilla 98, so I don't know about
It's
that.
excruciating, and that needs to be down till the very end. It's 2.5 fucking hours of just dog shit. I would rather fucking drink every cyanide pill crushed into liquid feces and drink that than watch Godzilla 98 again.
Dude, you just described my favorite scene in Sallow.
I think Jaws 3D can be taken out of this because Jaws are always fun to watch, aren't they?
No, that Jaws 3D was boring. The only good thing about Jaws 3D is that we got to have Kev on the show again.
I honestly think that Turtles in Time might be as far as it goes because it's honestly like it's not as viscerally painful as the others, like as much as we were memeing on it. Like it's really fucking bad and painful, but like it doesn't compare to something like Godzilla 98. So what do we have left?
Godzilla 98,
Son of the Mask,
Starship Troopers
3, and Jaws 3D.
So is Jaws better than Starship Troopers 3?
I would watch Jaws 3D before Starship Troopers 3, I think.
Yeah,
Watch
I'm
first.
kind of in the same boat.
So I think we can take Jaws 3D off.
Okay, Jaws is gone.
So Starship Troopers 3 got Son of the Mask and Godzilla 98.
I feel like
This
Son of
is
the
like
Mask can
picking
go here.
which gun you want to use to blow your brains out. Honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like Son of the Mask can go here.
Okay,
Because
Brandon, I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna prove you wrong.
No, I'm gonna prove you wrong because Godzilla 98, the way Stefan has described it, is fucking terrible. And Starship Troopers 3 is the most ridiculous, fascist-driven movie I've seen in my fucking life. Okay?
Oh no, I completely agree
That's
with
actually
you.
true.
This is a tough decision.
It's very fashy.
Hold on. Let me prove my point here before you start doing stupid shit, okay?
Disliking fascists is stupid shit now. Wow, Chris.
No. I'm not saying discrediting fascism is stupid. I'm saying taking the movie off right away is stupid without knowing what exactly we sat through for Son of the Mask.
Right away, it's on number 3.
Watch that right now.
I've seen Son of the Mask.
No, watch that scene again.
This scene. Oh, this scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the worst thing in existence. I mean, that's a fair point, I think. I think Son of the Mask, it can be argued that Son of the Mask was worse than fascism.
Actually, that's a toughie, man.
Man, like, I don't know. I find that so bad it's good, like entertaining kind of shit. So
So you are John. Okay. I guess we'll
off
take
of my fucking dick, Chris.
Okay, so listen. If we're talking about a collective list, I think the fact that Brandon finds some sick enjoyment out of Son of the Mask to be kind of a factor in let us maybe saying maybe we should take out Son of the Mask.
All right, we'll take out Son of the Mask.
So that leaves us with Starship Troopers 3 and Godzilla 98.
Godzilla 98 can go. You know what? You're right. Godzilla 98 can go because I'm not here to endorse fascism. Not today.
How about this? Godzilla 98 is the worst thing we've reviewed on a cinematic level. Starship Troopers 3 is the worst thing we've reviewed on an ideological level.
Okay with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So do we have co-winners for the worst? For
It's
the
like tied,
worst?
kind of like tied for first kind of shit.
Yeah, they both win.
That seems fitting. That seems fitting.
They both win, but for different reasons.
That's I feel like that's fine.
Yeah, okay. So congratulations to Godzilla 98 and Starship Troopers 3.
You guys
Roland
fucking suck.
Emmerich, you can go fuck yourself, you absolute fucking hack. All right, well, that was fun. Good times had by all. I think that's it, folks. I think we're done for today.
Folks. Thank fuck.
We did it good.
Good time had by all. Who wants to lead us out?
Well, I guess it's my turn.
I mean, this is your first one back full time, so makes sense.
Well, I mean, I did it even when I was a guest, you piece of shit.
Wait, before we do
fucking
that,
lazy.
Before we do that, does any one of us have something to plug? Brandon, I'm looking at you. Plug your shit,
Okay,
Brandon.
I see. Okay. Fuck. Shit. Oh no. Okay. Actually, no. Okay.
Brandon, plug your fucking YouTube channel.
Okay. Sorry. Oh fuck me. That was good. All right, I have started a new gaming channel. You can find me at Seasoned Jace on YouTube. I actually have Sequel Decay linked on my channel as well. So it's just brand new. So don't judge me too hard yet, or do fuck it. You're your own person. I don't care. Yeah, check it out. I really appreciate it.
Speaking of YouTube, we are going to be uploading episodes back on YouTube. We've come to that decision. You can expect them to be uploaded on YouTube probably up to a day after they go up on Anchor, iTunes, Spotify, etc. But yeah, you can also find it there now. Chris, do you want to lead us out?
Okay. So we are Sequel Decay. SEQELDECAY. Internet opinion havers extraordinaire.
I think you spelled that wrong.
Oh, he got it.
That's the joke. If you watched our Son of the Mask episode, you'd know, Brandon.
Fucking watch our shit, dude. Come on, you know me.
Oh yeah, right. It's a visual medium. What am I talking about? Anyway, you can watch our live. You can watch our stuff on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts,
and now YouTube as well.
And you can and YouTube now, and you can smash that like button over on Facebook at Sequel Decay or on Twitter at Decay Sequel because we're ironic like that.
It totally wasn't because the other name was already taken.
Was the other name taken?
Yeah, it was. I tried it.
It stupid.
It was dumb.
And take their Twitter handle.
Yeah, that's how you get new Twitter names these days. Just don't track down the person and murder them.
Am I wrong, folks?
We should just change our Twitter handle to Dr. Phil McGraw.
All right.
Yeah, and you can also donate money to us over on Patreon.
Do consider our Patreon if you are listening to this and you do enjoy our stuff.
Please, any bit helps.
We'd like to use the money so we can pay for our Pornhub premium membership.
I feel like we should do that at all. We should get new fucking recording stuff.
That too, yeah.
Like maybe some decent mics and a good recording software.
But like the priority is the Pornhub premium.
Yes, that is always, dude. That's a given, Stefan. It's always the priority. Come on, dude.
Look, I need my quota of Easter Bunny porn. Like, I just need it.
No, not just any Easter Bunny porn. What was it again?
Sponsored by Dr. Oz.
Family Strokes. Hot teen fucked by Easter Bunny step uncle.
You forgot Easter egg hunt gets bunny fucked by hot BFF and stepsis. That is not grammatically sound.
Is that really the point? Is that really what you're upset about?
Anyway.
Oh, God. Goodbye, everybody. Fucking do something more productive at the time. Why are you listening to us still? We're terrible.
Happy Easter.
We're okay. Happy Easter, everyone.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.